Is Mario coming to PlayStation VR? What do the Apex Construct devs have cooking up for us? And is PlayStation VR still dominating the market? All that and more on today's Frank Show.
It's the Frank Show. What? The Frank Show. Come on, the Frank Show. What? The Frank Show. Come on, the Frank Show. What? The Frank Show. Come on, Frank Show. It's time for the show.
Hello, headsets. Frank here. Welcome to the Frank Show. Now, if you're new to this channel, never seen this show before, we have a wide variety of subjects from reviews to gameplay to news. And we cover a little bit all the time with a big emphasis on community. Now, first up in the news is Mario coming to PlayStation VR. Acclaimed director Sir Steven Spielberg was speaking to some reporters recently and seemed to say that he played Mario on PlayStation VR. Now, he was speaking to some Asian reporters, so there's a chance that something got lost in translation. But what if he played a secret, unreleased Mario game that only the most elite of celebrities and entertainers got to try out coming to PlayStation VR, like maybe the Mario Kart arcades that Bandai Namco does have out in Japan, I believe, and maybe China. And Bandai Namco does have Resident Evil 7, which was on PlayStation VR, so I highly doubt it's anything other than a mistranslation, but a boy can dream. Now, next up, the Apex Construct developers, Fast Travel Games, are releasing a physical edition of Apex Construct. They're also adding some free content coming out in maybe just a month or two. They do not have a solid date yet, but I will definitely keep you updated and informed on everything as we find out more. Next up, Floor Plan is finally getting an EU release on May 8th. I had a lot of great things to say about this one, and I definitely think you should check it out if you like puzzle games and you don't have too much space. Now, speaking of releases, today we had the release of the Rick and Morty Virtual Reality Collector's Edition, and your boy Frankie got sent one by, I'm assuming, Adult Swim Games or somebody, but thank you so much for sending it, and we're going to check it out. Now, for $50, which is honestly a pretty solid deal if you think about it, you are going to get the physical game for PlayStation VR, and who doesn't like having physical games for your collection? You're also going to get this little Funko or a pop vinyl Rick, which is a weaponized Rick, and I believe 1 in 6 has some special edition Rick that you can only get in 1 in 6, and then you also get this really cool Rick and Morty poster, one that looks like The Last of Us on one side, and then the other one is just your standard Rick and Morty art style. So if you're interested in these, I know that they are extremely rare and created in very low numbers. I mean, my GameStop only had one, so if you want to get it, definitely get out there, grab it right now, because they're probably all going to be sold out fairly soon. But yes, yeah, $50, Rick and Morty Virtual Reality Collector's Edition, pretty cool. Now, speaking of games, PlayStation Network is having some great sales right now in the US, and if you want Superhot, it's only $15. Rez Infinite is also only $15, and one of my personal favorites, Accounting Plus, is $7, and it's definitely worth $7. I mean, come on, you guys that haven't tried it. There's also some other games that are on sale. A great Reddit user put this together. Kudos to him. His name is right up there. I'm forgetting this while I'm recording it, but thank you, dude. And so those are going on right now. I'm not sure when the sale ends, but some nice ones on there. Next up, VR Vision, which is a company that works with businesses to get VR out in the world and find out how it's going to be used in use cases and statistical data and all that fun stuff, has been running stats and found out that PlayStation VR demand is as high as ever, if not better. It's at like 51% of the market, so we are killing it, you guys. There's this great infographic that's behind me going right now, and I put the link below if you guys want to check out all the real numbers, because Frankie's not the most numbers guy on earth, but who doesn't love hearing that we are killing it? Now, next up, some pretty cool news. If you got a whole lot of moolah to spend, but more importantly, I like that there's PlayStation VR featured out. Now, there is an extremely high-cost Chinese hotel. The Hong Kong suite is $21,000 a night, and guess what? This baby is decked out like crazy, and you know what? They're featuring a PS4 Pro and a PlayStation VR. So you know what? It's nice to see even the craziest hotels got that PSVR sitting there. Now, next up, everybody's favorite, Ask Frank. Now, if you'd like to be featured on Ask Frank, if you want to leave a question in the comments, I was going to say description, comment section, just put hashtag Ask Frank beforehand because that's how I search these up. Now, first up, Boy Fog says, hey, Frankie, I got $1,000. Should I get a PS4 and a PlayStation VR? He does not have a gaming PC right now, and dude, I 100% think you should. You could save up a little bit more and go the PC route if you'd like to, but you're still going to be on a lower end spectrum of the PC world, and PlayStation VR was just a great place to start. Plus, you're getting a PS4, which you're getting some of the greatest games on earth with a PS4. I mean, God of War is probably one of the only flat game that I'll play all year, other than maybe Spider-Man, but Uncharted, The Last of Us. I mean, just having a PS4 alone is worth your money, and you can get a PS4 Pro and a PlayStation VR and still have some games, some money left over to get some more games or maybe some more accessories. So I definitely think that it's a good buy, and you're going to love it. And VR is just the future of gaming, so I mean, you're not going to lose by hopping on the train right now. I think it's going to be at least a year or so more until we maybe hear about another PlayStation VR, maybe at E3 this year, a hint or teaser, but I highly doubt it. I think I think it's safe buying in right now. Next up, GamerBrony72 says, hey, Frankie, I ain't got no Move controllers. All I got is DualShock 4. What are some good games to play on PlayStation VR? Because I can't afford them right now. Now, buddy, the first thing I always recommend when people say, hey, what should I play with DualShock 4 is Static. It is the most amazing game I've ever checked out for VR, which that use the controller to its best. I mean, your hands feel like they're in a little box, and you got to do these little things to get out of the box, and it works so well, and it tracks the light bar, and it is definitely one you should check out. Also, Doom is fantastic on DualShock 4, and it's such a fun game. If that's more you fancy, I tried to go both routes there. There are a bunch more other than that, but those are two standouts to me. You can even play Farpoint with the DualShock 4. Ivy Mike says, hey, Frankie, is there any kind of significance to the images that you play in the background? Now, Ivy Mike, if I were to tell you that, I'd have to kill you. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know, buddy. I started doing video art, so take that with whatever you grain of salt, whatever people say. And finally, wait, what is it again? JWC2382. And finally, JWC2382 says, hey, Frank, you got any news on Gollum? Now, JW, I do not have any news on Gollum. I think it's probably just going to be like, bam, here's the release date, you guys. It's in like less than a month or something. I think they're learning that they don't need to overhype VR games, because when they overhype them and people get super excited and it's not the greatest product and not exactly what people expected. It's different than just your traditional game, because a lot of money go into these games, and when absolutely nobody buys the game, or the numbers for VR are small enough to begin with, I'm pretty sure it's scary as a developer. So I think they're learning and not trying to like keep talking about it all the time. So I do hope we hear something at E3, which is basically just right around the corner. But I don't know, and I'll keep you posted as soon as I hear out more. Now, thank you for your questions. Those of you just watching at home that did not participate, now you know what to do. Just throw the hashtag on the question. Now, if you see these names right here, bada bing, bada boom, these are your 5 names to add on the PlayStation Network this week. I got 5 names. You can handle 5 names, please. I mean, just that's all you got to do. That's all you got to worry about. Add these 5 people. You got 5 new buddies to play PlayStation VR with. I mean, what could be better than that? So if you'd like to have your name added to the video, just be one of the first people to comment on the video with your PSN name. I'm going to heart your comment, and that means that you made it. And that's the easiest way for me to remember it, you guys. So definitely, let's grow this baby. And 5 names is easier than 50. We found out 20, I think, is too many. 10 is probably still too much. You can handle 5 names. I can handle copying them from the thing and typing them in and then typing them in again on a video editing software and then waiting and then maybe, you know what I mean. If I can do that, you can do this. Now, thank you all for coming through. The most amazing audience in the world. I know I don't say this enough, but you're beautiful. Give yourself a round of applause, a thumbs up, a pat on the back, a crisp, a nice warm handshake. Give yourselves one of those little hug thingies, you know what I mean, where it looks like you're like hugging somebody else, even if you don't got somebody to hug because you're beautiful. I'd hug you if I could, but I'm stuck here in this green room. Now, if you're new to this channel, you want to stay up to date on any and everything PlayStation VR, and you don't mind this ugly mug, friggin' subscribe. I mean, come on. Smooches.
It's the Frank Show. What? The Frank Show.
Frank.
Come on, the
Frank,
Frank
the
Show.
Frank.
What?
What?
The
Frank,
Frank
the
Show.
Frank.
Come on, the
Frank,
Frank
the
Show.
Frank.
What? The
Frank,
Frank
the
Show.
Frank.
Come on,
Frank,
Frank
the
Show.
Frank.
It's time for the show.